Let's be brutally honest. Women don't fall in love for the reasons you think they do. They don't fall for your looks, your money, or even the way you treat them. Those things might attract her, but they don't bind her. What truly captures a woman's heart, what makes her think about you when she's lying awake at night, is something much deeper and much rarer. And if you don't understand it, you'll keep losing women who once swore they'd never leave. You see, every woman has two emotional triggers, two reasons she ever falls in love. One feeds her heart, the other feeds her ego. Most men feed her ego. Very few ever reach her heart. That's why so many men get replaced by the next guy who does. It's not because she stopped loving you, it's because she never had to love you in the first place. You gave her attention, affection, validation, but you never gave her the feeling that makes her fall in love. You never became the man she had to earn. And that's the first brutal truth. Women don't fall for men they can easily keep. They fall for men they could lose. When a woman senses that a man's world doesn't revolve around her, that his purpose runs deeper than her approval, something inside her shifts. She starts to respect him, and respect, not affection, is the seed of female love. When she respects you, she can fall in love with you. When she doesn't, she might still want you, but only until she's bored. Most men today are starving for love, so they give it away cheaply. They text back instantly. They apologize for things they didn't do wrong. They walk on eggshells trying to prove they're good guys. But in doing so, they become forgettable. Because what a woman really craves is polarity, the emotional tension between wanting you and fearing she could lose you. That tension is what makes her heart race, what makes her fight for your time, what makes her choose you again and again. But here's the irony. Most men think creating that tension means playing games, acting cold, ignoring her. That's not strength. That's insecurity dressed up as strategy. Real polarity comes from self-respect, from knowing your value so deeply that you don't need her to validate it. You love her, but you'd survive without her. You desire her, but you'd never chase her. You care, but you never beg. And that's where love begins for her, when she sees a man who could walk away but chooses to stay. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel like she earned her man's devotion. If she didn't earn it, she won't trust it. If she didn't fight for it, she won't value it. That's the first reason women fall in love, because they respect you. Not fear, not obedience, not dominance, respect. When she sees discipline in you, when she sees you standing firm in your standards, when she realizes your attention is rare and your love is sacred, her emotions begin to turn from curiosity into desire. But there's another reason, a darker, more hidden one. It's the part of her psychology most men never understand. And it's the reason so many relationships start with fire and end in ashes. Because respect may make her admire you, but something else makes her obsess over you. Something that touches her instincts, not just her emotions. Every woman, no matter how modern, still carries ancient wiring. Instincts built to seek a man whose energy feels stronger than her own. That doesn't mean controlling her, it means you control yourself. A man who doesn't collapse under pressure, who doesn't get emotional when she tests him, who doesn't try to impress her with words, but impresses her with presence. That's when she feels something primal, something she can't explain. She feels safe, not because you're soft, but because you're stable. Because no matter what she says, you don't crumble. And the moment she feels that safety, when her emotions realize they can't break you, love takes root. Not infatuation, not temporary excitement, but real attachment, the kind that lasts. And that's what most men never master. They confuse kindness with weakness, attention with affection, love with need. But the truth is, love that comes from need dies fast. Love that comes from power lasts. So if you've ever wondered why she pulled away when you gave her everything, this is why. Because deep down, she didn't feel she had to earn you. And when a woman doesn't have to earn a man's love, she doesn't respect it. Remember this, she can only fall in love with you for two reasons. Because she respects you, or because she feels safe with you. Everything else is temporary attraction. And the man who learns to embody both, respect and safety, becomes unforgettable. Because in a world full of men trying to win her, He's the only one who doesn't need to. Now tell me, when was the last time you made a woman earn your love instead of chasing hers? Let me know your answer in the comments. And if this hit home for you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with a man who needs to hear the truth tonight. Here's the part most men never see coming. Women test the men they love before they even admit it. And these tests are subtle, so subtle that 90% of men fail without even knowing it. She's not testing your patience. She's not testing your money. She's testing whether you embody the two things that make her fall in love: respect and emotional safety. Miss the test, and she drifts away without a word. Pass the test, and she starts to invest herself in ways that feel magnetic, unavoidable, and permanent. A woman's mind is constantly analyzing, often without her consciously realizing it. She observes how you respond under pressure. She notices how you handle disappointment, how you react when she's distant, how you prioritize yourself versus her. Every reaction of yours writes a story in her head. Is he someone I can respect? Is he someone I can rely on emotionally? These stories shape her attraction far more than any words you could speak. Most men fail at the first hurdle. When she's distant or cold, they panic. They try to fix it by giving more attention, explaining themselves, apologizing for things that don't need apologies. But here's the brutal truth. That behavior screams one thing louder than anything else: neediness. And nothing kills love faster than neediness. Instead, a man must remain grounded. He must show that he's aware of her behavior but not dependent on it. She might say something harsh, test your patience, or even attempt to make you jealous. Every challenge she throws your way is designed to uncover two things. Does he respect himself, and does he provide emotional safety? If your response wavers, falters, or bends entirely to her whims, she silently checks fail in her mind. Emotional safety isn't about never getting angry or never disagreeing. It's about consistency and control. A woman wants to know that no matter how chaotic life becomes, she can trust you to handle it without collapsing, that you can hold your ground without crushing her spirit, that you can speak truth with kindness and lead with calm authority. She's wired to respond to this instinctively because for thousands of years, her survival depended on finding a man who could hold the world together while protecting her. And this is where most men misread her behavior. They confuse compliance for love. They think if she's smiling at them, laughing at their jokes, or showing affection, she's fully invested. But attraction is layered. Smiles and warmth are signals of comfort, not commitment. True love, lasting, obsessive, heart-grabbing love, emerges only when she sees you as both respectable and safe simultaneously. Let me break it down further. When a woman tests you, she's essentially asking three silent questions. Will he stand by his principles even when it's inconvenient? Can he handle conflict without losing control? Does he create security without suffocating freedom? Fail anyone, and her subconscious switches from possible love to pleasant distraction. And the cruel part is, you might not even know why she's pulling away, because the reason isn't conscious. It's psychological. But here's the paradox. The very same behaviors that make a woman obsessed also feel uncomfortable at first. She might resist them. She might push you away. She might even act indifferent or cold. Why? Because she's testing boundaries. She wants to see if you'll crumble or if you'll remain unwavering. And this is why so many men think women are confusing or women change their minds too fast. They're not changing their minds. They're filtering out men who can't meet their deepest emotional needs. Now imagine this scenario. She's frustrated, she snaps at you, she questions your intentions. Most men react by over-explaining or apologizing. The right man? He listens, absorbs, and responds with calm clarity. He doesn't overreact, he doesn't beg. He doesn't try to prove himself. That's the moment she starts falling deeper. Because instinctively, her mind recognizes, here is a man who doesn't require my approval, yet chooses to remain present. He respects himself and, in doing so, respects me. And here's a secret most men will never hear from other men. Women secretly crave men who won't chase them blindly. It's the tension between freedom and desire that creates attachment. If she knows she can push you and get a response of neediness, attraction dies. But if she sees that your attention is earned, controlled, and rare, she begins to pursue you unconsciously. She will think about you at work, while driving, while scrolling through her phone at night. Your presence lingers in her mind without you doing a single thing actively to impress her. This is where most men completely miss the second reason women fall in love: safety. Not comfort, not indulgence, not pampering, emotional safety. She falls for a man whose inner world is stable, whose emotions aren't at her mercy. She craves the feeling that no matter what chaos she throws at him, he will remain composed, consistent, and reliable. And the more a man embodies this quietly, the more obsessed a woman becomes, not with what he says, but with who he is. Every misstep a man makes is a chance for her mind to record unworthy. Every moment of composure is a chance for her to record desirable. Attraction is invisible until it isn't. It accumulates silently, subconsciously, until one day she realizes she can't imagine a life without you. That's the power of these tests. That's the power of respect and safety intertwined. So here's the challenge for you. Start observing without reacting. Start seeing every disagreement, every pushback, every moment of distance as a test. Stop chasing, stop explaining, stop validating unnecessarily. Let your inner strength do the talking. Because when a woman senses that your stability isn't negotiable, when she realizes she can't control or manipulate it, she begins to fall in love on a level words could never reach. Ask yourself now, how many times have you failed these silent tests without even realizing it? And how many times could mastering them transform not just your love life, but your entire sense of masculine power? Comment below with your honest number. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a man who needs to hear this truth tonight. There's something magnetic about a man who doesn't flinch under pressure. He's calm when others panic. He's silent when others beg. He's composed when others lose control. And that's exactly what women feel drawn to on a level they can't logically explain. Because that kind of man radiates something rare: emotional dominance wrapped in peace. It's not arrogance, it's not detachment, it's presence. And when a man masters that, every woman who crosses his path feels it, even if she can't put it into words. Let's be clear, respect and emotional safety aren't things you can act out. You can't fake them. You either embody them or you don't. Women can sense the difference instantly. They read tone, posture, micro-expressions, energy. You can tell her you're confident, but if your voice shakes, your eyes dart, or your presence feels uncertain, she knows. You can tell her you're not like other guys, but if you react like every other guy when she withdraws, she'll see right through you. So how do you become the man who naturally earns respect and creates safety, the kind of man she falls for and never forgets? It starts with 3 invisible habits that most men ignore. The first is emotional control. A man who can't control his emotions can't be trusted. That's how a woman's mind works. You might think showing your feelings proves vulnerability or honesty, but in her psychology, instability equals danger. When she sees you lose composure, argue impulsively, or spiral into anxiety, her instincts scream unsafe. But when you stay calm, grounded, and deliberate, even in conflict, her body literally relaxes in your presence. She feels protected. That's not something she thinks, it's something she feels. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means mastering your response. You can be angry without being cruel. You can be hurt without becoming weak. You can be disappointed without withdrawing love. And that balance, emotion without chaos, is what builds unshakable attraction. Because she realizes, I can trust this man to handle both life and me. The second habit is self-prioritization. You want to know when most women lose respect? When a man starts orbiting her life instead of leading his own, when she becomes his mission instead of his companion, the moment she senses that she's more important than your purpose, she begins to detach. Not because she doesn't want to be loved, but because she doesn't want to lead emotionally. Women feel most alive when they follow a man who's following something greater than both of them. So build your world, protect your time, stay obsessed with growth, with purpose, with self-mastery, because when your life is full and disciplined, she realizes she must earn her place in it, and that's when attraction flips. You stop chasing her, and she starts chasing your energy, your peace, your direction. The third habit is boundaries with grace. Boundaries aren't walls, they're standards. They say, this is how I live, this is how I love, and this is what I won't tolerate. When a man sets a boundary, he teaches a woman how to love him. When he doesn't, she experiments with his limits until she loses interest. Every test she gives you is really asking, will you still respect yourself even if I push? When your answer is yes, not through aggression but calm conviction, she feels both challenged and safe. That paradox keeps her invested. These three habits, emotional control, self-prioritization, and graceful boundaries, form the backbone of masculine energy. They make a woman feel respect and safety simultaneously, and that's the formula for love. But here's the beauty of it. When you master these habits, you don't just attract women, you attract peace, you attract clarity, you attract a sense of power that no rejection can touch. Because deep down, love isn't about possession, it's about polarity. The dance between freedom and connection. The man who holds his ground doesn't lose women, he filters for the right ones. And every woman who walks away is just making space for one who values what she couldn't handle. Think about this. The women who truly love deeply don't fall for men who give them everything. They fall for men who inspire them to give everything. They fall for men who awaken their feminine energy by being rooted in their masculine truth. They fall for men who don't flinch when tested, who lead with quiet strength instead of loud insecurity. So stop trying to make her love you. Make yourself into a man worthy of being loved. Become the kind of man whose silence speaks louder than her chaos, the kind whose presence demands respect even when he says nothing. Because when a woman feels that energy, when she knows you could walk away but choose to stay, she will never forget you. Here's something no one tells you. Every woman has two kinds of attraction toward men. The first is instant. It's the spark, the chemistry, the excitement. It fades. The second is earned, built through respect, admiration, and emotional stability. That one lasts a lifetime. Most men chase the spark. The wise man builds the foundation. And when you build that, you'll start noticing something strange. She starts pursuing you. She texts first. She invests. She mirrors your energy. Not because you played games, but because you finally became what every woman is searching for. A man she can both respect and trust. Now take a deep breath and be honest with yourself. Are you living as the man who commands respect and creates safety, or the man who keeps giving both away, hoping for love in return? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this message hit home, like this video, subscribe, and share it with a man who needs to hear this truth before he gives his power away again. Let me tell you something most men never truly grasp until it's too late. Love doesn't happen in the way we imagine it. It doesn't happen in one grand moment. It happens slowly, silently, through the way a woman feels around you over time. You don't talk her into love. You lead her into it, through consistency, self-respect, and emotional gravity. When a woman falls in love, she's not falling for your looks, your charm, or your words. She's falling for how she feels in your presence. Does she feel safe? Does she feel respected? Does she feel like she's in the presence of a man who doesn't need her approval to stand tall? If the answer is yes, something inside her begins to shift. The attraction she once thought was casual starts turning into connection. The spark becomes attachment, and before she even realizes it, she's emotionally invested. Not because you chased her, but because you anchored her. That's how real love is built, not by giving her everything she asks for, but by giving her what she didn't even know she needed: stability. You see, a woman's emotions are like the ocean, deep, powerful, unpredictable. They can overwhelm a man who doesn't know how to swim. But when a man stands firm, when his presence doesn't waver, when he doesn't drown in her moods, when he brings calm instead of chaos, she starts to feel something she rarely feels in today's world: peace. and that peace becomes addictive. That's when she starts bonding, not through logic, but through emotion. Because love, for a woman, isn't a decision, it's a surrender. And she only surrenders to a man who's stronger than her emotions, not one who's controlled by his own. The most loyal women, the most devoted women, the ones who stay even when life gets hard, they don't love because a man gives them butterflies. They love because a man gives them certainty. They know he won't fold under pressure. They know he won't let emotions control the relationship. They know he's capable of leading, protecting, and loving without losing himself. That's what keeps her coming back. That's what keeps her heart grounded. Now here's a truth that stings. Most men never reach that stage. They mistake attention for intimacy. They confuse affection for attachment. They think she's in love when she's only entertained. And then, when she leaves, they think something's wrong with her. But the truth is, she was never fully bonded. You gave her comfort, not respect. You gave her validation, not safety. You gave her your time, but not your strength. If you want to know how a woman truly bonds, watch her behavior after the honeymoon phase. When the excitement fades, when the spark cools, what remains? If she still respects you when you say no, still trusts you when she's emotional, still looks at you like she's safe even in silence, that's real love. Because it's no longer about the high, it's about the peace. That's what separates the man she forgets from the man she never gets over. The man who creates peace in her soul will own her heart for years, even if they part ways. Because deep down, she'll always compare every man after you to the feeling she had around you. And no amount of attention from others will fill that void. That's why the strongest men aren't the loudest. They're the calmest. They don't argue to prove a point. They don't seek validation to feel worthy. They live from a place of quiet conviction. And that's what a woman's heart recognizes as masculine power. Now there's one more truth you need to hear. Women don't stay loyal to the man who excites them. They stay loyal to the man who brings them emotional peace. Because peace, for a feminine soul, is love. And when you embody that peace, when your presence feels like stability, not tension, she'll give you everything you could ever ask for without you needing to demand it. But here's the key. That peace starts with you. You can't give stability if you don't have it. You can't lead if you're lost. You can't be respected if you don't respect yourself. So stop asking, how do I make her love me? And start asking, what kind of man do I need to become to inspire love? Because when you become that man, the kind who stands tall in silence, who leads with calmness, who loves without losing himself, she won't just love you, she'll trust you. And trust is the deepest form of love a woman can give. When a man learns to be both strong and kind, distant yet warm, assertive yet gentle, he becomes unforgettable, because every woman is secretly searching for that balance. The man who sees her but doesn't need her, who values her but doesn't chase her, who loves her but won't lose himself for her. That man becomes the anchor in her storm, the one she can't replace. So let me ask you this. Are you the storm, or are you the anchor? Are you the man who loses himself for love, or the man she finds herself loving more because he never lost himself? Answer honestly in the comments below. If this message woke something up inside you, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this video with a man who needs to hear this before he gives his peace to the wrong woman. Because at the end of the day, the man who learns to master peace becomes the man every woman falls for and never forgets.